what's up, guys? We're back with another one. We're getting ready to head off to the gym, and we are riding out. It's a rainy day, baby. What do you expect? It's Florida. It's rainy. Roll out. Me and my homies. Listening to the Joey Diaz podcast today while I was at work. Your boy was listening to it while I was at work. I don't give a damn. I put my headphones in and started listening to it. Famous comedian was going on about how he's lonely because he wanted to go watch the Black Crowes in concert, but he couldn't find no friends that wanted to go with him. So he started to feel lonely. And his wife came to the conclusion that all he has is his family and his podcast, right? And basically, I would consider his podcast like a job, something that he does for an income right now because he's not doing stand-up because of the pandemic. He just doesn't want to go out and do the full-on live gigs. Like, it's not that Joey's depressed, it's the fact that he admits that most of the things that he was doing previously before the pandemic and previously before COVID-19 was, he had all these certain amount of friends, but he moved from California to New Jersey, right? And his hobbies in California were, I see my friends occasionally, I go to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes, I go to kettlebell classes where I work out, and he looked at it and goes, well, here in New Jersey, I don't do any of that. I just hang out with my family, and that's it. So I realized when he was talking about that, everybody has to have hobbies in their life, or you're just gonna go crazy insane. So we're here at the red light, and it is kind of true that Joey was saying he really has nothing, and he kind of always keeps saying that he doesn't miss stand-up, right? He doesn't miss going out every night, because in California they have the comedy show, or I think it's called the Comedy Store, in like Hollywood, California. So he could go out there and see like 20 of his buddies. He would see Tom Segura, he would see Joe Rogan, he would see Burt Kreischer, he would see all these guys that were at the comedy club, and he would shoot the breeze with them on a regular nightly basis. So that camaraderie of going up and having that 15-minute show is no longer there, because where he lives in New Jersey, there's nothing like that. There's no comedy show. Like most cities, most towns, you don't have that kind of thing. He's not admitting it to the world on his podcast that, yes, I do miss the fact that I'm not being able to do my stand-up and do something that I love. From former athletes, musicians that retire, they all say the same thing, that after the first year, it's very weird and very different, because the life that they were living was that get your ass up, get in front of, let's say, 30 people, whatever the comedy store has, and actually perform for these people. And because you're no longer doing that, it's a different lifestyle. So his lifestyle now is consumed with going and hanging out with his daughter and taking her to baseball practice and taking her to her school and doing those fatherly, adultly things. But like he was saying, he's like, I don't believe. I'm like, I really think it's the fact that he's been doing something for so long, like his comedy career, and he hasn't been able to really do it or really go out and do anything because the pandemic and a lot of places just aren't offering that kind of thing right now. He's lacking that, and that's where all of his passion is, and he's not being able to do that passion, right? And so I just believe that's where he's at, and that's where I was at. So Psycho said, if you have no hobbies, nothing you're into, and you finally retire and you're old, like Joey is in his 60s, basically he's 58, almost 6 years old. He said, my uncle said, you're not going to have a life after your career, because your career is what made you happy. You might have your family life, but you're never going to have that activity that you're pumped to do regardless. Yes, you're still going to have that family. I'm going to go out and do things with my family and hang out with my family and enjoy the family life. But if you don't have that aspect of, I'm going to go be boating, or I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be doing something that I enjoy with other like-minded people, then you're never going to have that life. And I think that's where Joey's coming from, because he's like, because him and his wife were like, he doesn't have nothing. And this manager was talking to Joey saying, hey Joey, we're going to be going on this tour, we're going to be doing this and doing that. And Joey told his manager, he goes, nah guy, we ain't going to be doing nothing. And he seemed like a very depressed person, like he didn't have any aspiration to do much. So that's why I really, really, truly believe that you gotta have, and especially if you're dating somebody too, you gotta have that common bond with somebody. You gotta have things in common with one another. You have to enjoy each other's company, and you have to have, even in a relationship, you have to have stuff outside that relationship that brings you and your partner together, whatever that is. Like, let's say I'm into boating, fishing, doing whatever I'm doing, but you're not into it. That's totally fine, because I have to have stuff that I'm into that, let's say, I like to do, and maybe you don't like to do it. That's totally fine. But like I said, if you don't have anything in common with somebody, no aspirations, no really no nothing, and all you have is your family, you're never gonna have nothing else. So yeah guys, you gotta know when to actually say yes, I need hobbies, or no, I don't. And I believe every single person on this planet, if you don't have hobbies, you don't have people that are into the same things as you, then it's gonna be kind of not fun or exciting to have a life. Because if you don't have anything you're looking forward to every day, like you're like, oh, I look forward to working out, or I look forward to going boating, or I look forward to taking my truck off-road, or I love doing this, and that's it. Because like I said, his podcast has basically became his stand-up, because at the end of the day, his podcast now pays the bills. And that's pretty much what I gather, is his podcast now is his regular form of paycheck, because he's not doing stand-up and he's not making movies, so that's all he does is podcast, and that's how he gets around with making some money. But I definitely think that's a great way to view life, is to actually love life and love what you're doing. Because like I said, right now in 2021, all I really have for myself is that gym right back there where I work out. That's all I have. Because no, like most of my friends and stuff, they live far away, but they still want to hang out. Like honestly, I'm not into fishing or boating or much stuff either. I'm just kind of like Joey Diaz. I really don't have much outside of like going to work every day, going to the gym, and that's my life pretty much. But damn, and that bruise is getting nasty. Ooh, shoot, nasty. That's why my arm is all jacked up when I go like this. My arm is. He goes, yo, you're busting your ass. You look tired. I'm like, you're damn right I'm tired. I'm sweating my ass off. He goes, you work your ass off hard. I was like, you're damn right I do. I put in work. And he goes, damn. And he goes, anything I could do for you? I was like, send me home. He's like, ha, I can't do that. I'm like, then there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I get beat up all the time by coming to this job, and it sucks real ass when you're putting in all this work and you really don't see nothing for it, basically. And I don't want to just keep staying at a job that keeps beating me up, and I get bruises and hurt just because I try to make a living, and that's the truth. And like I said, I didn't even know that bruise was there, because I was just going like this one day. I was like, why is my arm hurt? And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, God, oh my God, that's crazy. And it's a fat, nasty bruise. I never got these many bruises in my life until I worked where I worked. And if you don't know where I work, I can't tell you where I work, because if I said where I work, they could probably find me on social media and fire my ass. Oh, job. I'm like, dude, I mean, that's what jobs do nowadays. They find people that talk shit about them on social media, and they fire them. Oh, you were saying this on Twitter, because I heard of a YouTuber one time got fired because he worked at a pizza place. He got fired because he said the new uniforms at the pizza place that the guy worked at were ugly, and they fired his ass for it. Even though he deleted the tweets, they were like, oh yeah, you said this, and you work here, you're fired. And he goes, how do you know? And they're like, we found out where you are, and we fired you. So, I don't need to get fired. I still need my paychecks. But, it is what it is, guys. It's crazy out there. But, yeah, that's where my shoulder hurts. Right there. That's like that freaking big. It's like a chunk. It's like, what? But, it's your boy back with another video, baby. Woo!